9 ways a woman greets you when she really likes you. Old Stoic wisdom. Welcome, gentlemen. Here where we navigate the deeper waters of relationships, self-awareness, and the quiet power of presence. If you're joining us for the first time, I invite you to subscribe and become part of this thoughtful community committed to personal mastery and meaningful connection. He who is brave is free. Seneca. Today's topic may seem simple on the surface, but like all things in life, the truth lies in the details. How does a woman greet you when she truly likes you? In the philosophy of Stoicism, we're taught not to be swept away by fleeting emotions or assumptions, but to observe calmly, clearly, and without ego. And one of the most revealing moments in any human interaction is the greeting. It's the gateway to deeper signals. And for the man who's paying attention, it speaks louder than words. These aren't just gestures. They're micro signals, flashes of authenticity that bypass the mask and reveal the heart. The warmth in her eyes, a shift in her posture, the tone of her voice, all quietly whispering something deeper. Ever felt that moment where she lights up just a little too brightly when she sees you? Or noticed the gentle, lingering touch that seems both casual and deliberate? These aren't accidents. They're invitations, not necessarily romantic yet, but certainly meaningful. Understanding these signs doesn't make you manipulative, it makes you aware. And awareness, for the Stoic, is everything. It helps you respond rather than react. It empowers you to stay grounded in your value while navigating the emotional currents of human connection. Before we break down these 9 greetings that signal genuine interest, take a moment to reflect. Have you ever received a hello that made time slow down? Drop your story in the comments. You never know who it might help. Let's now explore these subtle yet powerful feminine signals, decoded with old Stoic clarity and modern masculine insight. 1. The warm, genuine smile. Don't underestimate the power of a smile. Not just any smile, but that smile. The one that melts tension, stops time, and pierces straight through your iron mind, like sunlight through fog. When a woman truly likes you, she doesn't just flash a courteous grin. She gives you the kind of smile that could have launched ships and rewritten the Iliad. It's warm, unforced, alive. It's the kind of expression forged not by manners, but by genuine affection, a rare currency in a world addicted to filters and fakeness. You must look for that subtle fire behind her lips, that invisible message written across her face. I'm glad you're here. This isn't a smile out of obligation or politeness. It's a spontaneous burst of joy that shows she's not just tolerating your presence, she's savouring it. That's old Stoic wisdom right there. Recognize truth not in words, but in actions and subtleties. And this smile is a profound signal, almost sacred in its purity. It's not just a play of lips, it's her whole being lighting up. Her eyes don't just accompany the smile, they amplify it. You'll see it when the corners crinkle just slightly, naturally, involuntarily. That, my friend, is the Duchenne smile, named after the neurologist who discovered it and admired it enough to tag his legacy to it. This kind of smile is almost impossible to fake, even for professional actresses. That's why you must be alert, be present. Let your Stoic principles guide your observation, not your ego. A fake smile dies quickly. It flickers, then fades. A real one lingers. That's the difference. Her smile hangs in the air like the scent of something sweet, sticking around even after she glances away, even as the conversation shifts. Sometimes it reappears for no reason because, truth be told, you're the reason. That's no accident. That's signal. And in the school of iron mind thinking, that's what matters. Clarity, not chaos. She may not say it, but her body has already spoken volumes. And here's a Stoic challenge for you. Compare. Observe how she smiles at others, friends, waiters, co-workers. Then observe how she smiles at you. If her smile is brighter, warmer, more frequent, if it feels like a private performance directed only at your soul, you're not imagining it. That's the VIP version of her smile. That's the smile reserved not for the world, but for the one who stands out in it. And if you're that man, own it, but don't gloat. As Epictetus would say, don't explain your philosophy, embody it. Let your response be calm, grounded. Don't let vanity derail your insight. Be observant, not arrogant. The ancient Stoics knew the value of reading people beyond the surface. Marcus Aurelius taught us that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts. Well, when her smile is this sincere, this enduring, rest assured, you've occupied her thoughts. And if a woman is smiling like that, unprovoked and unguarded, you're not just in her orbit. You're the sun in her sky. That's not fantasy, that's awareness. That's the kind of wisdom only the Stoic-hearted can appreciate. So don't miss it. Don't rationalize it away or overlook it in a cloud of distraction. Recognize it, respect it, and most importantly, respond with the calm clarity of a man grounded in old Stoic wisdom. 2. She uses a playful or unique greeting. Don't overlook the greeting. Don't dismiss it as trivial or routine. That's where the whole game can change. When a woman greets you with more than just a "hi," she's signaling something deeper. That playful "hey stranger," or the cheeky "well, look who it is." These aren't just words. They're coded messages wrapped in charm and dipped in subtle intention. This isn't random. This is curated connection. Maybe she gives you a nickname no one else gets. Maybe she drops a quirky line that only the two of you would understand. That inside joke? It's not just funny. It's personal. It's emotional territory staked in your name. Be alert. Be present. Don't let your mind drift past these details. In the Paths of Wisdom, the Stoics taught us to read reality as it is, not as we hope or fear it to be. So take this seriously. When a woman crafts her greeting, she's showing you where her attention lands when you walk in the room, and it lands on you. Now, let's cut through the noise. A standard hi is safe. It's casual. It's what she says to her boss, the barista, and the mailman. But a woman who likes you doesn't settle for default. She customizes her greeting. That's effort. That's intent. That's an emotional breadcrumb. Don't be fooled by the lightness of her tone. A teasing smile is often the front door to a very sincere heart. Remember what Seneca taught us. A good character, when cultivated, is a form of wisdom. That's not just about moral virtue. It's also about how we interact, how we treat others, how we reveal ourselves without performance. When she greets you with playfulness, she's unarmored, comfortable. She's not calculating her every move. She's relaxed. And that relaxation, it's a luxury reserved for people we trust and enjoy. So what does this mean for you? It means pay attention to tone. Listen for the laughter layered in her voice. Watch her eyes when she delivers that little jab. Because she's not just playing, she's inviting you in. This is where practical stoicism becomes your ally. A Stoic doesn't overreact, but he does observe carefully. He doesn't chase signals, but he recognizes them when they come. You must become that man, calm, curious, grounded in the moment. Don't ignore the obvious. If she's taking the time to be clever, to add spark and spontaneity to something as simple as a hello, she's already halfway across the emotional bridge toward you. And here's the truth most men miss. Playfulness is not just fun. Playfulness is vulnerability wearing a mask. That's her way of saying, I like you, but I'm not going to lay all my cards down just yet. So what do? Be grounded. Respond with poise. Play back, but don't try too hard. This isn't a tennis match. It's a dance. Let her lead with the music she's chosen. Mirror her lightness. Appreciate her boldness. This is the beginning of rapport, the start of intimacy. One line, one chuckle, one unexpected, hey, troublemaker, at a time. In the Stoic rules of emotional mastery, this is one of the keys. Recognize the moment without clinging to it. But for heaven's sake, don't miss it entirely. Because sometimes the difference between a life alone and one filled with connection is hidden inside a greeting no one else would have noticed. But you You're walking the paths of wisdom now, and wisdom never ignores the little things. 3. She makes eye contact and holds it. When a woman looks you in the eyes and doesn't flinch, doesn't blink away, doesn't let go of that gaze, she's telling you something ancient, primal, and unmistakably clear. This isn't just eye contact. This is connection. Real, undeniable. Sustained eye contact is a language without words. It speaks in silence. It commands attention. It reveals truth. In the world of Epictetus and Stoicism, understanding such signs isn't about guessing. It's about mastering the moment. Eye contact triggers oxytocin, the bonding hormone. It's biological. It's psychological. It's powerful. A warm, lingering look says she's emotionally present. She's at ease. She's interested. A sharper, more intense stare, that's no accident. That's desire, curiosity, attraction, interest cloaked in the discipline of feminine restraint. Pay close attention to what her eyes are doing. Is she scanning from your eyes to your lips and back again? That's the classic triangular gaze. That's not politeness. That's attraction. That's a signpost written in fire. Don't miss it. Don't downplay it. And above all, don't look away. The ancient Stoics taught us one of the greatest truths of all time. We are not disturbed by events, but by the views we take of them. So shift your view. Take command of your perceptions. Don't see her eye contact as coincidence. See it as a sign, a signal, a green light. In today's fast-paced, distracted world, holding someone's gaze is rare. Most people are buried in screens, lost in noise, disconnected from presence. So when a woman locks onto you with her eyes, it's a rebellion against the superficial. It's rare, it's bold, it's meaningful. Let's call it what it is. Victory. When you can stand in your masculine presence and meet her gaze without flinching, you win. When you hold that eye contact with confidence, poise, and grounded strength, you win again. When you decode the unspoken and act from clarity, not insecurity, you master the moment. That is Stoicism win in real time. Remember, this is not about playing games or overthinking. It's about awareness. It's about tuning into reality. Women are expressive, but their most sincere signals are subtle. The eyes don't lie. If you're wise, you'll see. If you're grounded, you'll understand. If you're ready, you'll act. Don't brush it off. Don't hesitate. Don't retreat into doubt. Step into it. Own it. You must rise to the level of awareness where you trust your instincts and move with certainty. Let's not forget what Epictetus would advise. Control what is within your power. That means your mindset, your gaze, your response, your courage. In a world full of confusion, Stoicism win begins with clarity. Eye contact isn't small talk. It's soul talk. It's a direct line to emotion, to energy, to intent. When a woman stares into you, she's not just watching, she's revealing. Do you have the strength to receive it? Do you have the wisdom to see it? You must, because that's where mastery begins. That's where confidence is born. That's where the real game is played, not in words, but in presence. So rise, be vigilant, stay grounded, lead with stillness, recognize the gaze and return it. That's how you win. Again and again. That's the way of Stoicism. That's the way of men who don't guess. They know. If you found this insight valuable, like the video, drop a comment and share it with someone who needs this wisdom today. Don't forget to subscribe for more timeless advice inspired by the Stoics. Positive affirmation, comment to remember. I attract connection by being present and grounded. Leave that affirmation in the comments to anchor the lesson and to let the algorithm know you're here for growth. 4. She initiates physical contact. When a woman initiates physical contact, don't you dare overlook it. Don't brush it off as just being friendly. That's where most men get it wrong. This isn't high school, and she's not tapping your shoulder just because. She doesn't reach out to everyone the same way. You have to understand, when she touches you, even casually, even lightly, something deeper is at play. This is where Old Stoic wisdom kicks in. You don't react with boyish excitement, and you don't freeze like a deer in headlights either. You notice, you register, you respond with a presence that speaks louder than words. A soft brush of her hand against yours during a walk, a quick playful nudge when you tease her, or even a lingering hug that holds you a heartbeat longer. Those moments carry weight. They're small, yes, but don't be fooled. They're meaningful. You see, touch is ancient, older than conversation. It's how humans connect when words fail. That's why the Stoic principles tell us to be still, be centered, be fully there in those quiet, telling gestures. A woman doesn't have to say, "I like you." Her touch says it first. And if you're grounded in an iron mind, you'll hear it loud and clear. But let's go deeper. Context matters. Don't treat every touch the same. Is she touching you in moments of joy, when laughter fills the air? Is it during quiet, personal conversation, when her eyes linger and her voice softens? Does she lean in when she talks, closing the space between you, or does she touch and retreat, like she's unsure? Watch, observe, but don't obsess. This is where modern men fall apart. They either miss the signs completely, or they spin into anxious over-analysis. Don't do that. Be calm, be sharp, be the man who sees but doesn't chase ghosts. When she touches you, she's not just crossing physical boundaries, she's opening an emotional door. The real question is, are you present enough to walk through it? Most men aren't. They fumble, overplay it, or act like it means nothing. But if you've trained your heart to beat with the rhythm of old Stoic wisdom, you'll know better. You'll understand that her hand on your arm during a story isn't accidental. It's trust. It's warmth. It's her saying, "You feel safe to me." And that's a hell of a compliment. Don't blow it. So what do you do when she initiates that physical touch? You hold the moment. You don't flinch. You don't lean in like you're starving for it either. You stand your ground, solid, warm, but unshaken. That's the way of the iron mind. That's how you let her know you're not a boy chasing affection. You're a man, grounded in his presence, respectful of her space, but fully aware of her signal. You're not in a rush, because connection doesn't need to be chased. It unfolds. Let it. Physical contact is a subtle art, and a woman who's into you will use it, often before her words catch up. Your job isn't to decode it like a spy. Your job is to feel it with clarity, respond with composure, and let her know, without even saying a word, that you get it, that you respect it, that you're ready for more, but you don't need to force it. That's what a real man does. That's the mark of a man who lives by Stoic principles, not in theory, but in practice. So next time she reaches out, don't stiffen. Don't dive in, just be. Be present, be real, and above all, be ready. 5. She adjusts her appearance when she sees you. Don't be fooled by subtlety. Real attraction doesn't come roaring through the door with red lipstick and high heels. It whispers. It reveals itself in the gentle flick of a wrist, the quiet smoothing of a sleeve, the graceful shift of posture. When a woman likes you, truly likes you, not out of passing fancy, but something more instinctive. She adjusts her appearance when she sees you. Not for the world, for you. She may not even know she's doing it. That's the magic. She tucks a strand of hair behind her ear, not to show off, but to clear the path for better eye contact. She smooths out her blouse, not to seduce, but to present. Her best, most elegant self. A quiet swipe of lip balm? It's not makeup, it's a message. I'm aware of you. And that, gentleman, is no small thing. In the paths of wisdom, a Stoic man doesn't get distracted by noise. He observes. He understands. He discerns signal from static. So when she straightens her spine the moment you walk into the room, when her body language comes alive in your presence, you must pay attention. This is not vanity. This is vulnerability. Think about it. In a world that teaches us to be tough, performative, and indifferent, someone subtly trying to show you they care how you see them? That's rare. That's real. And it aligns perfectly with practical Stoicism. Because Stoicism isn't about being stone-faced or cold, it's about being clear-eyed, present, rooted in truth, and what is more honest than instinct? Old Stoic rules teach us this. Be mindful of what you control and be aware of what you observe. A woman adjusting her appearance in your presence is an unconscious gesture, not done to manipulate, but to reveal. It's one of those small, nearly invisible behaviors that shout without making a sound. Don't overthink it, but don't overlook it either. Don't expect fireworks, expect sparks. Brief, quiet, consistent. That moment when she glances at you and instinctively shifts her hair, her shoulders, her breath, is a silent greeting. It says, "You matter." And isn't that what most men spend decades chasing? The quiet confirmation that they are seen, that they matter, that they cause a ripple in someone else's world. A woman like this isn't shouting her affection. She's living it, subtly, through her smallest choices. And it's in those small things that a Stoic man finds the deepest meaning. So what do? Be present, be aware, walk the paths of wisdom with dignity, respond with the same quiet intentionality. Don't gush, don't perform, be still but not cold, be grounded, not aloof. A nod, a calm smile, a gentle compliment, often not to win her, but to acknowledge her effort. That's enough. That's everything. Remember, a Stoic doesn't chase. He attracts by being unmoved by noise and deeply moved by truth. And the truth is, when she adjusts her appearance in your presence, you've already made a deeper impression than you realize. It's not just attraction, it's alignment. It's her soul whispering, "I noticed you. Did you notice me?" And if you're wise, you will. If you find today's content useful to you, don't forget to share your feelings and lessons with us, or simply comment, "Very cool." It's a great encouragement for our channel makers. Thank you very much. 6. Her voice changes when she greets you. Listen like a warrior. Pay attention like a strategist. Her voice is a battlefield, and every note carries meaning. When a woman greets you, and her voice shifts, softer, lighter, warmer, it's not just casual chatter. That is not coincidence. That is attraction. Her tone becomes gentler, her pitch slightly higher, her words more musical. That is the heart reaching out before the hands ever do. This change is a subconscious signal, rooted deep in psychology. Experts call it vocal inflection adjustment. But you must recognize it for what it is, a sign of emotional alignment, a sign of connection. It's nature's way of saying, "You matter." A woman does not shift her voice for someone who doesn't stir her soul. You must be the man who listens beyond the words. Don't just hear her, interpret her. As Epictetus taught, we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listening is power. Observing is strength. Master this, and you will win. In a world of noise, those subtle vocal changes are truth. That rise in tone isn't accidental. That softness isn't for everyone. It's for you. Her voice becomes a bridge, not a wall. You must not dismiss it. You must not overlook it, because in those seconds of greeting lies an entire message delivered in harmony, wrapped in emotion. The Stoic man understands what most men miss. He studies silence. He dissects tone. He listens like a hunter. The Old Stoic wisdom teaches this. Man is not disturbed by things, but by the view he takes of them. A man who can read emotional signals, who can interpret the music in her voice, has power over his own destiny. He sees clearly. He moves with precision. He wins. Let the average man stumble through life blind to these signs. Not you. Not today. Not ever. Your mission is simple. Compare how she greets others to how she greets you. If there's more warmth, more melody, more sparkle, then you're not just in her presence. You're in her mind. That is leverage. That is insight. And insight, when harnessed, leads to victory. Don't just exist in the moment, decode it. Don't just hear her, read her. Don't just respond, command the situation. Her voice is a clue that you must use to your advantage. As Marcus Aurelius said, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. The truth is in how she speaks to you. Let that guide your next move. Let that sharpen your confidence. Let that fuel your inner stoicism. This is modern life. Fast, distracted, noisy. But the Stoic man remains centered, observant, decisive. He reads what others ignore. He catches the detail others miss. That is the path to mastery. That is the path to winning. You're not here to guess. You're here to know. You're not here to react. You're here to lead. So when she greets you with that subtle change in tone, don't doubt it. Embrace it. Use it. Because in that moment, she's revealing something powerful. And the wise man, the man who walks with Epictetus in spirit, listens, understands, and acts. That is Stoicism. That is how you win. That is how you master life. 7. She mirrors your energy or body language. Don't ignore the quiet language of the body, that subtle symphony that plays between two people when the mind speaks without words. When a woman truly likes you, she may not say it outright. No grand declarations, no Hollywood-style confessions. Instead, she mirrors you. That's right. She reflects your energy, your gestures, your tone, even your posture. And she does it not with effort, but instinctively. You wave, she waves the same way. You lean in, she does too. You raise an eyebrow, and hers lifts almost like a twin. That's not coincidence. That's connection. It's unspoken, but it's loud. And in the philosophy of Old Stoic wisdom, what is unspoken yet truthful holds more weight than empty chatter. This is about resonance, not mimicry. When a woman reflects your energy, she's not copying. She's aligning. She's telling you, I see you. I feel safe with you. I am attuned to you. It's emotional sync, and that's not something you can fake. The old Stoics, thinkers like Epictetus, Seneca, and Marcus Aurelius, urged men to observe the patterns of nature and human behavior without delusion. Mirroring is one of those patterns. It's primal, ancient, and when you see it clearly, it's unmistakable. A woman who mirrors your vibe is engaging in a kind of mutual dance. Her body responds to your presence the way water ripples in response to the wind. You don't teach it. You don't force it. It just happens. And that's why it's so powerful. That's why it matters. Don't be blind to it. Be present, be still, watch closely. A woman may not say she's drawn to you, but her body will whisper it in gestures if your mind is sharp enough to catch it. That's what having an iron mind is about. It's not about brute force or emotionless existence. It's about perception, poise, presence. You must learn to read what isn't being said. When she reflects your energy, she's sending a signal that she trusts you, that her guard is down, that there's rapport brewing in the background. This is no accident. This is instinct at work. Evolution hasn't erased this kind of non-verbal bonding. It's still wired into us, especially in moments of intimacy and attraction. Don't chase cheap thrills when you can tune into truth. This kind of mirroring is the human body's way of saying, you and I, we're on the same frequency. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us not to overreact, not to be swept away by surface emotions, but it also teaches us to notice everything, to see clearly, to respond with purpose. So when a woman mirrors you, don't gloss over it, don't dismiss it, recognize it for what it is, a rare, wordless nod of connection. You can fake words, but you can't fake body language, not this kind. Stoic principles remind us, real strength is silent, true understanding is subtle, and love, or the beginning of it, often enters not through the front door, but through a shared gesture, a soft glance, a mirrored motion. That's how it begins. That's how it grows. So sharpen your awareness. Ground yourself in the moment. Have the iron mind to see what others overlook. Because when she mirrors your energy, it's not just politeness. It's a profound sign. One that speaks the truth without ever opening its mouth. That, my friend, is old Stoic wisdom in motion. If you've recognized the subtle art of mirroring, you're already more aware than most. This isn't just body language. It's emotional alignment. A woman who mirrors your energy is showing trust, connection, and presence. Comment below. I see the signs, and I trust what they reveal. This shows you're not just watching. You're learning to read the truth between the lines. 8. She creates a private moment. even in a group. In the chaos of life, in the noise of gatherings, in the middle of distractions and demands, a woman who truly desires you will carve out a moment that is just for you. Quiet, personal, undeniable. She may not shout it from the rooftops, but make no mistake, her message is deliberate. When she leans in just a little closer, when her eyes linger longer than necessary, when she shares a private joke meant only for your ears, that is her greeting, that is her signal. That is her creating intimacy in a crowded world. It's a secret handshake of affection, a sacred glance of shared understanding. She's not performing for the room, she's talking to you, and only you. And if you're too distracted to notice, you've missed the gold right in front of you. Epictetus, the great Stoic master, taught that we have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak. Listen with your eyes. Watch how she singles you out when no one else notices. Stoicism isn't about being cold. It's about seeing the world clearly, with strength and discipline. And seeing clearly means recognizing when someone is inviting you into their world, even in silence. Modern men are flooded with noise. Social media, deadlines, distractions, endless alerts, all pulling your attention away from the moment. But when a woman greets you with presence, a glance, a whisper, a look that says, "You're the one I see," you must wake up. That is a test. That is a signal. That is your invitation to lead. You must not be blind to subtlety. You must not be deaf to emotion. You must not fail to act. Old Stoic wisdom was forged in fire, a code of warriors, of thinkers, of rulers. And you, modern man, must carry that torch. Learn to see the truth behind her gesture. Learn to feel the power behind what's unspoken. That greeting, quiet as it is a sign of victory. A win for the man who stands in presence, in awareness, in masculine confidence. She creates a private moment. Remember that phrase. It's how women of depth reveal themselves. It's how they separate you from the crowd. It's how they test if you're worthy. A woman's real greeting is never in what she says. It's in how she makes you feel like the only man in the room. Stoicism teaches self, control, but also awareness. And this is where you must apply it. Be alert. Be present. Be the man who sees and knows. That kind of attention is rare, and you must honour it by responding in kind, with strength, poise, and clarity. Don't chase the loudest woman in the room. Watch for the one who reaches out in silence. Don't ignore the small moments. They are everything. Don't miss your opportunity to connect, because you were distracted, uncertain, or unprepared. That is weakness, and you are not here to be weak. You are here to win. Let this be your edge. Let this be your insight. Let this be your moment. Master yourself. Master your awareness. Master your relationships. Because the man who understands when a woman creates a private moment, even in a group, is the man who owns the room without saying a word. Epictetus would tell you, it's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters. React like a man. Act with purpose. Choose with wisdom. This is how you win. This is how you live like a Stoic. This is how you become unstoppable. 9. She prioritizes greeting you first. Don't overlook the quiet moments. They're often louder than words. When a woman truly likes you, she doesn't need to wave a flag or shout your name across the room. No, her affection reveals itself as something far more subtle and telling. She makes it a point to greet you first. That may not sound like much, but it's everything. In a crowded space, buzzing with conversation and distraction, she scans for you. She spots you, and without hesitation, she moves, even just a step, a glance, a shift in her body language to acknowledge your presence. That's not just politeness. That's old Stoic wisdom in action. She doesn't do it out of obligation. She doesn't do it to impress. She does it because something in her chooses you, effortlessly, instinctively. That fleeting moment when her eyes catch yours before anyone else's, when she pauses mid, laugh or conversation to give you a nod, a smile, a raised brow, that's her unspoken priority shining through. Stoic principles teach us that real value is seen in actions, not noise. Her greeting is an action that signals you matter. Be wise enough to notice. Don't confuse this with a random coincidence. This is intent. This is direction. This is how the feminine heart quietly signals interest, by placing you just a little higher on the ladder than the rest. A woman guided by feeling but grounded by sincerity will always reveal herself in the ways she spends her energy. And if her energy finds its way to you, first and fast, then you, sir, are the exception in her world, not the rule. In the iron mind of the Stoic, you are trained to separate fluff from truth. And the truth is simple. People greet what they value. Her gaze, her motion, her choice to see you first, that's not just behaviour. That's alignment. Epictetus had it right when he said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." That woman who seeks your presence with her first glance, she's doing exactly that. She's telling you, without saying a word, that her mind is made up about you. So don't stutter with hesitation. Be present. Be perceptive. Notice the subtle signs she plants in silence. When she greets you before anyone else, when she shifts her energy just to recognize your presence, that's not just charm. That's an intentional act rooted in admiration. It's quiet, yes, but it's deliberate. And in a world that screams for attention, those who move with quiet intent are the ones worth noticing. This, my friend, is not game, playing, or coincidence. It's clarity. And if you're not attuned to it, you'll miss something real. So hold that iron mind steady. Watch how her energy moves. Observe how her smile finds you before anyone else. Old Stoic wisdom teaches us that love is not a performance. It is a practice. And in that practice, prioritization is power. When she chooses you first, again and again, that's her way of saying, you are not just someone, you are the one she looks for. Hey there, thanks for watching. Remember, when a woman greets you with warmth, playful energy, or meaningful eye contact, it's not just chance. It could be a quiet sign of genuine affection. These moments matter. Pay attention, but don't overanalyze. Real confidence comes from observing calmly and responding with kindness. Here's my honest advice. Take the time to notice and appreciate these little signs. That's where real connection begins. Don't force anything. Just be present, respectful, and true to yourself. If you've experienced any of these signs, drop a comment below. Your story might help someone else recognize love when it knocks. If this video helped, hit that like button, share it with a friend, and subscribe for more timeless wisdom from the Stoic path. We're building a community based on understanding, love, and strength. Thanks for being part of it. Stay grounded, stay confident, and I'll see you in the next one.